Hello lovers of African films and theatres, I am BZ and welcome to the BothakgaTv YouTube channel. Thank you so much for taking your time to support us. Today we're going to be talking about Nigerian Prince. Nigerian Prince is a Nigerian film which is available on Netflix. Here's a little bit of the trailer.
So what do you do for a living?
I think you know what I do.
You're a Nigerian scammer.
You can just say scammer.
What made you want to become a scammer?
When I was in school, I needed money.
How long you been doing it?
12 years.
12 years. Are you ever gonna stop?
You think what I do is bad? Am I right?
You don't think it's bad?
I'll be honest with you. I know it's bad, but I do not care. The people I scam, they're just as bad as me. They think they can make money without working for it. They're fools.
Did you ever scam your mom?
No, not intentionally. But that's not what she thinks.
Well, I'm not sure if you're hooked from seeing the trailer, but it sure did hook us up enough to go and check it out. There were some reviews on social media. I think some of the things were saying, maybe it perpetuates false sense and thoughts and opinions about that majority of the people have about Nigerians, and could be a bit problematic. But I'm a firm believer in allowing filmmakers to express themselves. So Nigerian Prince to us is a film that explores different types of themes such as identity, love, crime. Lots and lots of crime. I think each and every actor plays a very integral role in the film, and this is a film that starts off with this kid who thinks no spoilers, a kid who finds himself in Nigeria, exploring identity and being taught about who he is. And one thing I did appreciate about the film was the fact that it wasn't like, you know, how one may sometimes ignorantly think about Nollywood films and think it's this over dramatic, over sensationalized film. It wasn't that. Throughout the film of this kid finding himself in Nigeria and exploring identity and what it means to be Nigerian. And he meets with this one uncle who, I guess in a way, changes the life of his events even more. There is a part where there's a possibility that you may predict it, but there's no way you can predict what then happens, the events that get to that. I really appreciated the way the story was. I think every conflict made sense, the build-up made sense. I honestly think they portrayed it in a way that life is the crime and cybercrime, and every moment was a teachable moment. Just the ways in which people get scammed and just the way they told that was beautiful. I'm not so sure if I could have things that we could have personally changed. We thought that Eze's father came very late into the picture. I think they could have found a way to introduce the character, because at some point you're like, can the story just continue without him and just maybe the voiceover? I think he got introduced a bit later to us as an audience. I would change the ending. I believe the ending was a bit too real. That, you know what, this is life, and the reality is there a happy ending? So it makes you question that. It makes you think about those things. But this is a beautiful film, man. It makes you question yourself, if you've been careless, what you could do differently. But just sometimes that if it's your day, it's your day. You can only hope in the law enforcement that they will do their job. And I think they did this film justice. And if there's anyone who could watch this film and start, perpetuating their ignorant hate and saying, you see, you affiliating Nigerians maybe are all about crime, that will be ignorant. You don't watch a film and then somehow you can justify all your ignorance with it. I mean, there are so many brilliant films that are showcasing, hardworking citizens within Nigeria, mothers who work 2 jobs, breaking generational curses. So it will be very ignorant of an audience member to watch this film and then make a conclusion about Nigeria and Niger people, But I really enjoyed. I enjoyed this film. I think it could be worth your time. One thing I did appreciate about the film was that even Eze being in Nigeria was a culture shock. Was a culture shock to him, but we didn't see them over sensationalize events. You know, these kids who sometimes grow up outside into the city, whatever, and they come to these rural areas. Just how they, you know, how they paint those type of dialogues and scenes. Now you just eye rolling. It wasn't that. This is a young man who understand. You know what? We are here. We may as well make it work. And we see that beautiful conflict between Eze and his aunt. Just that sometimes that she's not having it. I'm not gonna have it with this attitude of yours. If that's what you do at your house, not in my house. So that dynamic was beautiful, you know. And it wasn't a typical rebellious child. There was a conflict that this child was about, and he wanted people to understand that. And that conflict contributed to what he did. And I think one of the things that they also showed is they weren't glorifying and glamorizing crime. They were just very real, man. I don't know if this will be a spoiler, man, but there was just a point saying something along the lines of, what do people expect wanting money that they haven't worked hard for? And as an audience, that hits you, you know, that sometimes we fall into those crimes because of our own selfishness, you know, because of our own greed for money, for wealth that we haven't even worked for. So I think one of the biggest lessons in this film is the fact that there's nothing for free. Absolutely nothing for free. I don't think they taught us enough. If this is your first time encountering Nigerian content, I can't say they've taught us enough about the Nigerian culture. But yeah, I appreciated it, man. I appreciated every scene. Yes, a few things could have been done differently. The bad guys got away with a lot of things. So a little bit of hope could have been nice, dear writer. But yeah, man, it's Nigerian Prince on Netflix. Here's the rest of the trailer.
To the average Nigerian, the only thing that matters is money. Money, 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 money. I do what I do so I can make money.
So scammers really make money?
Of course. 419 is big business.
419?
419 is the Nigerian criminal code for scammers. You understand?
Cat. Hey, and this is African Films and Theaters on BothakgaTv YouTube channel.